4 a.m. That magical hour when even the cockroaches are like, nah, I'm good. But here you are, upright and semi conscious, chasing the dragon of productivity like some kind of masochistic overachiever. Welcome to the cult of early rising, where the promises are grand, the before photos are heavily filtered, and your will to live is tested daily. Let's be brutally honest. Waking up at 4 a.m. is objectively terrible. It's dark, it's cold. Your bed is literally whispering sweet nothings to you. And yet, here we are. Because somewhere between the third cup of coffee and the existential dread, something miraculous happens. You actually start getting shit done while the rest of the world is still drooling on their pillows. Now, I know what you're thinking, but I'm not a morning person. Newsflash. Neither was I. Neither is anyone until they decide to be. Morning people aren't born. They're forged in the crucible of their own poor life choices. So, grab your overpriced artisanal coffee, because let's face it, you're basic like that. And let's talk about why this borderline abusive relationship with your alarm clock might actually be the best terrible decision you'll ever make. The lies we tell ourselves. Let's start by unpacking the beautiful fiction we've all been sold about the 4 a.m. wake up call. Productivity gurus would have you believe this is some magical portal to enlightenment, where unicorns shit rainbows, and your to do list completes itself. Spoiler alert, it's not. The first week of 4 a.m. wake ups feels less like a spiritual awakening and more like a hostage situation, where you're both the kidnapper and the victim. Here's the raw truth they don't tell you in those Instagram infographics. Your first 20 minutes will be spent in a state of existential confusion, questioning whether you're actually awake or just having a particularly vivid nightmare about being responsible. That extra time you're supposedly gaining, yeah, you're just shifting when you're tired, not eliminating tiredness altogether. Congratulations, you've invented jet lag without the cool vacation photos. The peace and quiet everyone raves about? It's peaceful because normal people with healthy sleep schedules are still unconscious. You're not tapping into some Zen mastermind state, you're just lonely. But here's the deliciously cynical part. This entire exercise is one giant social experiment in superiority. When you text your friend at 5:30 a.m. with, just finished my workout, and they respond 6 hours later with, ugh, just woke up, that little dopamine hit of moral superiority, that's the real drug here. We're not waking up early to be productive. We're waking up early to feel better than people who don't. The productivity mirage. Now let's talk about the great productivity lie. There's this pervasive myth that simply waking up early automatically makes you more productive. Bullshit. Waking up at 4 a.m. to watch Netflix in your bathrobe isn't productivity. It's just poor time management with better lighting. The cold, hard truth is this. Those extra morning hours are worthless unless you fill them with actual work. And not the performative, look at me adulting kind of work. The real, uncomfortable, I'd rather be sleeping kind of work. Here's what separates the 4 a.m. warriors from the 4 a.m. posers. The warriors have a concrete plan for their morning before they go to bed. Treat those first hours like a sacred vault of uninterrupted focus. Actually, go to bed early enough to make this sustainable. The posers wake up at 4 a.m. to post a number blessed sunrise selfie. Spend 2 hours easing into the day. Read scrolling Instagram. Crash by 2 p.m. and wonder why they feel like death warmed over. Advice? If you're going to do this, do it right. Block out your morning in 90-minute focus sprints. Tackle your most important work first. And for God's sake, stay off social media. Nothing kills the 4 a.m. magic faster than realizing your ex just got engaged while you're sitting there in yesterday's sweatpants questioning your life choices. The superiority complex. Let's address the elephant in the room. One of the main reasons people stick with this 4 a.m. nonsense is the sheer, unadulterated joy of feeling superior to everyone else. Admit it. There's something delicious about knowing you've already crushed your workout, answered all your emails, and meal prepped your lunch while your coworkers are still debating whether to hit snooze for the third time. This is the dirty little secret of morning routines. They're as much about vanity as they are about productivity. That high performer identity becomes part of your personal brand. You're not just waking up early. You're cultivating an aura of disciplined excellence that makes mere mortals feel inadequate. And isn't that really what we're all after? But here's the sincere counterpoint. This can actually work in your favor. When you start seeing yourself as the kind of person who wakes up at 4 a.m., you begin making other decisions that align with that identity. You eat better because that's what disciplined people do. You're more productive because that's your brand now. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy of personal development, with just enough smugness to keep it interesting. The dark side. Before you dive headfirst into this sleep-deprived cult, let's talk about the dark underbelly of the 4 a.m. lifestyle, the parts those shiny YouTube testimonials conveniently leave out. 1. The social isolation. Your friends will stop inviting you to things because you're that person who leaves at 9 p.m. Friday nights will become pre-sleep routines. You'll develop an unhealthy attachment to your weighted blanket. 2. The physical toll. Chronic undersleeping is a real danger. That 4 a.m. alarm means nothing if you're not in bed by 9 p.m. And let's be real, most of us are still doom scrolling at 11 p.m. like the hypocrites we are. 3. The identity crisis. What happens when you build your entire personality around being a morning person, then have one bad week and sleep in until 7 a.m.? The existential dread is real, my friends. The productivity paradox. More hours awake doesn't necessarily mean more quality work. There's a reason creative breakthroughs often happen after rest. Your brain needs downtime to make connections. The cynical take? This entire morning routine industrial complex is just another way to monetize our collective anxiety about not doing enough. The sincere take? Like any tool, it's only as good as how you use it. The key is balance, not fanaticism. Making it work, for real. All right, enough with the cynicism. Let's talk about how to actually make this 4 a.m. thing work without destroying your health, relationships, and sanity. 1. The gradual approach. Don't jump straight from 7 a.m. to 4 a.m. That's a recipe for disaster. Shift your wake-up time by 15 minutes every few days until you hit your target. 2. The evening routine. Your morning starts the night before. No screens after 9 p.m. A consistent bedtime ritual. Blackout curtains. This isn't optional. It's survival. 3. The purpose. Have a damn good reason for waking up this early. Because some guy on TikTok said who isn't going to cut it when it's 3:58 a.m. and your bed is calling your name. The flexibility. Some days you'll nail it. Some days you'll sleep through your alarm. The key is consistency over perfection. One missed morning doesn't mean you failed. The compensation. If you're waking up early, you need to go to bed early. There's no cheating biology. That means making tough choices about evening commitments. The real secret. This isn't about the time on the clock. It's about carving out uninterrupted focus time in a distracted world. If you can get that same benefit at 6 a.m., do that instead. The 4 a.m. thing is just the most hardcore version of the practice. So, should you wake up at 4 a.m. every morning? Maybe. Maybe not. The truth is, there's nothing magical about the specific hour. What matters is what you do with the quiet, uninterrupted time whenever you choose to claim it. For some people, that's 4 a.m. For others, it's 10 p.m. after the kids are in bed. The important thing is finding your own rhythm and owning it without apology. Whether that makes you an early bird, night owl, or some kind of sleep-deprived productivity pigeon. At the end of the day, or should I say beginning of the day, this isn't really about sleep schedules at all. It's about taking control of your time, prioritizing what matters, and, let's be honest, feeling just a little bit superior to everyone still in bed. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go set my alarm for 3:58 a.m., and then probably lie awake stressing about whether I'll actually wake up when it goes off.